What's going on, guys? We're back at work with the Prius. Obviously, we have the motor here. Oh, we have that motor back, and this is what we're left with. I'm gonna lube up that shaft so that when it goes in, it's a lot smoother. But yeah, they want this car out today. So, oh, and it came with a new one of this because that other one was kind of loose. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. We're gonna pull the intake manifold off. We're gonna pull the intake manifold off, the water pump, because the Grand Wizard said pull it off, so I'm pulling it off. I'm gonna set you guys on the tripod, and then yeah, because they want this car done today, so let's get to work. Alright guys, so we got the motor in. We got those trans bolt lining up. Shout out to Nader, he helped me put it in because this thing sucked. We had to basically tilt it, tilt the motor to the side to actually get all these bolts to line up right there. But yeah, Nader helped me do it. Now I basically have to get the rest of these trans bolts on. Go ahead and start wiring it up the harness. After the harness is on, everything else is smooth.
Hey Alberto,
check it out. Everything else will be smoother. So yeah, let's put you guys on a tripod and keep going. A little update. We got the whole engine squared away finally. We got everything, literally everything put back together. I'm gonna go ahead and start it now. Put coolant in and oil, and hopefully she runs good. I have a lot of other stuff to put in still, like the wiper motor and stuff, but I mean, that's about as close as we're gonna get to starting it. So let's go ahead and start it up, see if we got any leaks. Because like I said, this was a junkyard motor, so you never know with them, right? I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and put coolant in it, put in maintenance mode, and then hopefully she runs good, you know? So let's see what happens. Alright guys, so we're in the Prius now. And what I mean about maintenance mode is basically you're gonna leave the motor running, and since it's a hybrid, it's not gonna stay on all the time. So what you want to do is leave it in park, ignition on, hit the gas twice, go to neutral, gas twice, and then back to park, gas twice, and the car should be running. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up a scan tool real quick, delete all the codes, and see how she runs. So you heard it. Well, this thing took a left turn. We were getting steam out of the coolant reservoir. There was a lot of steam, you guys saw. That only happens when all the compression is going back up through the head, which is what the Wizard said, which makes sense because that usually means the head gasket's bad. So either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna go ahead and compression test it if I even can, because it's a hybrid. I need to figure out how, and then I'm gonna do a cylinder leak down test. So I'm gonna pressurize the cooling system and see if there's any coolant getting in the system, and you guys will check that out either tonight or tomorrow. Alright guys, a little update. The Prius is done. If you guys saw part 1, that motor was actually blown up. It was leaking coolant into the cylinder walls, I showed you guys, and it was actually steaming out of there. But we finally got the car on. I showed you guys how to do the maintenance mode. Let me show you guys how to do the maintenance mode. I don't know if I remember or not because I cut it out because I had to get the old motor out, but you go to ignition on, right? Car starts right up. Ignition on. Car starts right up. And then you do the gas pedal twice. And then you hit the brake and go to neutral. Gas pedal twice. And then go to park. Gas pedal twice. And you'll get an alert up there saying maintenance mode. And then you go ahead and start the car. And it'll kick the car on. Since it's a hybrid, it'll kick the car on basically. So in maintenance mode, that's where you're going to see the traction light on, because it's not completely on. It's just showing, it's just going to run the heater and stuff. So if you need to bleed the coolant and stuff like that. But yeah, the car's running good. Let me put you guys. Car's running good. I'm going to go ahead and go on a drive, make sure no more codes come back on. But yeah, I know this was a shorter video because I'm not going to sit here and show you guys exactly how I went in with the motor. Typically it's just simple, you know, you take bolts off, put them back in, torque them, lube up the dial pins, and then, you know, make sure the coolant's bleeding and make sure it's not coming out the reservoir. But if you guys are wondering what caused that, it's a bad head gasket. That's why I showed you guys that video. So let's go on a drive and make sure the customer can drive this, and then we'll get it ready for him. Alright guys, so we're in the Prius, we're driving it around. We've been driving for about 10 minutes or so, just to make sure that there's no codes, no lights come on, make sure the motor's running good. And so far everything seems good. Wipers work, we pulled a bunch of stuff off, but we're gonna go back to the shop now. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the Prius. It was a lot shorter because, like I said, I wasn't gonna show you guys the whole process, and then we had to wait for another motor and stuff. So yeah, that's it for part 2, and then we'll see what the next project is. Catch you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and peace.